I didn't know that.
And San Diego is known for having steady climate, steady weather. So a lot of people love to come out here, spend the weekends, and they're not burning down like they are in Los Angeles, or having heat waves like Palm Springs or Sacramento or up north. It's like it's very condensed, and the heat kind of gets stuck and locked in there in the different valleys. But San Diego is also right next to Mexico, which we might visit tomorrow.
That is right. The chances of us going to Mexico are looking pretty good. I'd
Correct.
love to visit Mexico. That would be the first time for me. You know, it's funny. I'm reading in the comments right now. A lot of people are saying, nosebleed, dugo sa ilong.
So
Or
sorry.
pala dapat Tagalog kasi maraming uh,
All right.
Filipino dito. But we will laban kahit maraming dugo, uh, maraming mahal sa puso namin para sa inyong lahat. Oh, di ba? Ganun.
Thanks
So,
for your guys. Yeah.
the next guest that we would love to invite. Oh, by the way, before I invite the next guest on the show, which I'm sure a lot of people have an idea who it is and they're very excited. Uh, just recent news: your daughter just got married.
Yes. Thank you
What
very
was?
much. It was a wonderful event. We did it in Huntington Beach, California, right on the ocean. And we were so happy and blessed that everyone that could make it, especially you. And we had some other great guests that attended the wedding as well. Great friends of ours. One of them will host over here as well, have a guest as a guest appearance. And I will say we're very blessed down here to be able to marry her to a very nice family.
Absolutely. Overall, the wedding, how did it go for you? What were some of the things that brought joy to your heart in this very special occasion?
So my brother passed away 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and he struggled with his heart health for many years. And one of the things he made me promise before he passed away is if anything happened to him, that I would really take care of his kids. So when his daughter asked me to walk her down the aisle and to be the honorary father, I was very touched. And we gave a very very nice program for her, and we it was a very touching moment. And if anyone watched the live stream, I carried a picture of my brother and my mother, who also passed away, as an honorary thing, because I'm not trying to replace my brother, but I was just trying to fill in his shoes the best I can. So it was very very beautiful.
I'm sure if he was still here today, he would be absolutely happy to see how the event went. It was a very beautiful event. A lot of thoughtfulness went into it, and yeah, I don't know what it's like personally to have a brother, but if I did have a brother, it would also bring a lot of joy to my heart to be able to be the honorary father of that,
Uh,
of my.
quick suggestion is you can speak to me in Tagalog, and I'll just respond in English until I learn more Tagalog. That way, the crowd can enjoy a little bit more of our conversation.
Okay, well, the event. Sorry, uh, yung event, yung pakasal, di ba? Hindi pandesal, pakasal. Uh, sa maraming tao dito, pandesal ay pagkain, masarap yun. Pakasal ay wedding, o di ba? Pag two, dalawang tao ay magiging uh, basta. So, yung pakasal ay sobrang memorable at maganda. Meron actually a special guest that was at the event. Not only a special guest, but a dear friend at our hearts. And a lot of you guys, I can see in the comments, have an idea who it is. Without further ado, I'm seeing in the comments it says Merjin. I'm curious about what that was because I know her as MJ Lastimosa, also Miss Universe Philippines. Meijin, if you are here, MJ, please, bottom, perhaps left, please join the live stream whenever you can. Door is unlocked. Let's give that a minute and then MJ will perhaps pasok na dito. I'm curious what does Merjin mean? Because I know MJ is her name. Do you know anything about that, Kuya J?
I don't. don't. I just know her as Mary Jean.
Yeah, Mary. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Mary Jean. MJ, if you are here in the live stream, please, if anything is not working out, please comment below. Hopefully, it's smooth that if you're able to join, but no rush. If there's anything you need time with, please take your time with joining on. It's totally fine. While we wait for MJ to join, Kuj, let's
Yes.
have a conversation about anything you'd like to talk about today.
Well,
I know
I found. Go
I
ahead.
know that you're a big foodie. I know you
I
like to go around and eat a lot of food from many, not only just in here in California, but around the world. Please tell me, what's your top three favorite foods?
okay. I would top would be Mediterranean food. Mediterranean food like Persian food, the stuff like kebabs,
Oh,
all the fresh grilled items, grilled vegetables, the way they do prepare their rice. That's just absolutely amazing. Amazing.
Persian food. Okay.
Yeah.
I know that Persian food, we just recently went and tried Persian food, and
Yeah.
bro, do I tell you, that was absolutely stunning in my taste buds. I never expected that the actual like legit Persian food would taste that good. The tomato, how they grill it, mixed
Yes.
with the beef and the rice.
Correct.
Goodness gracious, delicious. What's your number two?
In all fairness, my number one actually was my mom's cooking, which was
Mm,
much Filipino, and much to maybe MJ's excitement, my mom was actually vegetarian. Oh, there's MJ! Yay! Thank you, MJ, for joining. Enough about me. MJ.
Hello, everybody. Um, I am now in Fullerton, California. Wow. Yeah, so I'm
hey,
staying. I'm
good,
staying at Miss O's house tonight.
nice.
Wow.
That is so cool. Maraming
Yeah,
salamat
So from
for taking the
skincare,
time.
right? Olympic skincare.
of course, anytime. Yes, Papa J.
No. Oh, that's Miss O, Olivia Keto from Olivia Skincare, correct?
Yes, she's so nice. So
Yeah,
she
great
knows
person.
that Rabia is leaving today, and Mama Hides is going back to Texas today. So
Oh,
basically, I'm left here alone, and you guys are there in San Diego. But tomorrow
are
I'm
you
gonna be there.
are you to catch a
Nice.
train? Are you?
Hey guys,
Wow, there's chocolate heels.
maraming salamat.
Thank you for the gift.
MJ, maraming salamat. Short notice. Thank you for joining on sudden notice
Of
onto this live.
course,
Um, and also thank you guys.
somebody's dropping you big gifts
I
today.
know, I am very, very
Oof.
grateful to the very generous hearts here today. Big thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, MJ, um, first of all, you look great. You look stunning, and I'm very happy and blessed to have met you recently. I'm very excited for this episode because I know you a little bit better. But I also know that you have been also Miss Universe Philippines. For everybody here who doesn't know MJ, she also was the Miss Universe Philippines for a few years ago.
Yes, my the people from Meridian University are here.
Nice.
they are they are all here. Yeah, watching your live. I invited them.
Oh,
See now.
have you
Yeah,
converted all?
I just hope and wish that they would understand what we're talking about
Oh,
today.
now
We will need a translation, a subtitle under this live.
Oh my goodness, MJ, you can speak to us in Tagalog. I think I might understand.
yeah.
What?
You can speak in
Yeah,
Tagalog.
no, I'm pretty sure that you're only going to understand a word or two, and
I'll pretend.
everything else are question. You'd be like, huh, what?
So
Come
tell,
again?
tell me
Pardon
about
me?
tell me about MJ school. Tell me about it a little
Yeah,
bit.
please.
Yeah, so in Meridian University, we're promoting positivity. Not principal. No, because this whole friendship, as we say, family, started when I was actually in Florida. So I started responding to just, random people in Twitter, and they find it really funny because I felt like I was depressed and I had bad anxiety during pandemic. I tried to help myself to like feel better, to get out of that depression, because I know that everybody got affected in one way or another. Like it may be on a different magnitude to you and maybe different to me. But for me, I had a deep anxiety during the pandemic. So I helped myself. I was exercising every day. I eat better. I was doing yoga. I was listening to music that would somehow help my subconscious to like just,
Mm,
stop
beautiful, beautiful.
myself from stop teaching my subconscious on thinking just negative things. Like, like when you wake up, you're already welcoming all these negative thoughts and your worries and your that actually ruins your day for you. So I did a lot of things that, because I told myself, if I'm not gonna take out myself from this depression, who's gonna help me? It should start from within, right? So I did all of those things for like in late 2020, towards the end of 2020, and then I felt better. And then now I realized that social media is such a big part of it.
Oh
So I
yeah,
try I try to filter things that I know will trigger my depression, will
yeah.
um will trigger me from being sad. So I try now. Now that I help myself, I'm trying to help other people. I
Mhm.
try to I try to at least make it a little brighter for them. And I know that in the Philippines it's even harder. Students are still stuck in their homes, and not everybody has a big space. In that small space, that's where you study, that's where you relax, that's where you face family problems, personal problems. It's everything in one little space, and that's not easy. It's not like these are the things that are not being experienced by anyone, by not even me, right? Not even you. So this is something new, especially for the students. So what I realize is that if you can just share a little positivity or like a little happiness, then why not? So I'm using my platform to just spread love and joy. And I know that I am happy that people are responding, that these students are actually, that they're telling me every day that I make it a little lighter for them. And I am happy that I am contributing to that. And I'm just continuing it. And now they are growing, and they call themselves that now they're enrolled to the Mary Jane University, because here we're just like fun and we're just like laughing. And they're very supportive actually. Like they always watch all the live streams, and now they invited them here. They're here right now. I see them, yeah, on the comment section. So hello everybody, and I
Yeah.
hope you understand us. I know that this is this is not normal, that you don't often hear me speak English, but for Andre we will, and for Papa J we will. They've been
Uh,
teasing me because I think you've been live since 11. I don't know. But I already saw them commenting on my Twitter, and then they were like, I know you're still practicing your English because it's an English live stream. They're already watching you. And then they were like, are you going to have a nosebleed? Because it's an English live stream.
well, hey,
It's so funny.
well,
But you know what, Papa J, I want to ask Andre, because is one of the few lucky people who actually was able to watch Miss Universe. And most of the people who watched Miss Universe, you and Andre, you guys are not the typical pageant fans. The people that
Correct.
were there are the
Diehards.
big Miss Universe
yeah,
diehards. Like they literally have VIPs every year. They fly everywhere just to watch that. But I
right.
wanted to hear your views on that experience. A very different
Oh,
experience. It was
oh,
pandemic.
yeah.
It's crazy. It's like going inside. It's not even full. Like, we
Mhm.
have one seat apart, and that, like the whole thing is just so new and different. And knowing that you guys are not pageant fans, I want to hear something from you.
Well, for one, during this pandemic, a lot of people have been going through a lot of struggles, all with their own personal battles, right? For me and Jay, well, I'm not sure. Jay, have you attended prior Miss Universe pageants before?
A
Have
few.
you?
Yes, I
Have
have.
you?
I was
Awesome.
at Las Vegas one, and I was at the Philippines one. The one in
Oh,
Philippines,
in 2006, in 2016, right?
17, I believe.
oh, okay.
2017. And then the year after that was
After
in
that,
Las Vegas,
no, the year after that was in
in
Georgia.
Thailand.
No, the one in
Oh, that
Georgia.
was Gazini. That was
Oh,
Correct.
2019.
I only
okay,
got a
okay.
chance to meet her, but because it was closed, that was closed. I was only able to take her to the airport, and that was it. I wasn't able to go. It was not a big set. Yeah,
But you were able to watch, right, the
Okay, I
pageant.
see.
And it was a lot different from this experience that we had.
there's definitely difference. Andre, go ahead and give your experience, and I'll give my take on it.
Absolutely, okay. Sounds good. So for me personally, it was my first time, and boy, you're definitely right when people draw a lot of like joy out of this sort of event where many countries come together for a
Mm,
competition. In its own uniqueness, pageantry is such a beautiful way where people can really come together and support and root for for their candidate. So for me personally, I never expected it to be that fun. Actually, it was very fun. Hearing each
yeah.
country cheering on who they're rooting for, just me watching and actually admiring all the different types of advocacies, as well as outfits, beauty. A lot of thought and
Yeah.
creativity goes into these sort of things, which never really
Right.
realized or
Right.
took a minute out of the day to even reflect on that. Like, wow, there's actually so much that goes into this, and it's
Right.
very interesting. I really enjoyed the event, and I like because behind me when I was watching was actually Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
and the whole team of Mexico, they were like, Mexico, Mexico. And I was like, wow, there's so much support here. And then there's Philippines on the side, Philippines, Philippines. So just like whether it's boxing, soccer, even Miss Universe pageantry, there's so much joy that comes to people's hearts, especially this year because the pandemic, where a lot of us have been quarantined at home. This gave a lot of people the opportunity to go out to this event and really get a feel for what it was like the year before or the few years behind, and as well as the people at home to watch and support their candidate, and for these sort of events to actually push through and continue even during this pandemic. So that brought me a lot of joy to experience that.
It was actually sort of a break from all the craziness that was happening for the whole 2020, right? To just have like a one joyful event where different nations, and imagine watching one event and you get to see a lot of a showcase of culture, right? Especially
Mhm.
during the national costume, like you see just not just the creativity but the story behind every country. That's what I really look forward to. That's why when I was scheduling my flight, I was like, I really have to catch the national costume because I think it's such a beautiful thing. It's, you get to know not just the representative but the country that she's representing.
Yeah.
And there was a huge message behind every. There was a huge message and story, and that was
Yeah.
very powerful behind their costume, and the amount of
Mhm.
work and thought that went into it. You could look at it and not have to say anything, and you could think of 1,000 words just by
Right.
watching to it.
Right.
Right.
And imagine those girls flying out those
Yeah,
humongous costumes all the way from all the parts of the world just to
Right.
be able to wear that there in Miss Universe. I was very impressed, and it's getting bigger and bigger every year.
Mhm.
a couple thoughts. I have a couple thoughts and reflections from that. First of
Mhm.
all, the first one I went to was in Las Vegas, and it was when Pia Wurtzbach was actually one of the judges, and it was really
Mm.
a lot of fun for me. But that was before the pandemic, so we were able to go right up to the stage, and I remember me and Mama Highs just like really gawking at all these gorgeous people walking down the runway. Now we had to kind of step back a little bit. Then we went over to Philippines. We went to the Miss Universe Philippines, and that was spectacular. Florida is where I realized, being able to go to a few of them, is that if you take away the Filipino people and the Spanish people, there is no attendees. There's no one there.
Mm.
80, I would even say 90% of attendees, and even sponsors. Let's talk about attendees first. 80 to 90% of attendees were split between Hispanic and Filipinos.
Yeah.
Sponsors,
Lakas yung
Mhm.
support.
70% of sponsors this year were Filipino owned
Oh,
businesses.
wow.
Filipino
Wow.
owned businesses. I'm not talking about the network television, which is the
Yeah.
biggest one,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about the vendors that came with their businesses. They
Right.
invest thousands of dollars to
Right.
help the Miss Universe showcase the talent.
Yeah.
People flew in from Philippines, designers, shoe brands, clothing.
Yeah.
I was blown away. I was like, I kept looking out all because we went to the where all the vendors were. I'm like Filipino, 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 and I was very proud, very proud. I was like, Miss Universe really need it. That's the reason why. If you guys don't know, Philippines is one of the show places for the Miss Universe franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's like it's where they set the bar, and
Yes.
Yeah.
the national directors like Shamsi is well respected. And when
Mm-hmm.
people were, I was speaking to the other national directors when we sat in their rows, and they were like, "Oh my goodness, there's Shamsi, there's Mama J,"
Yeah.
and they're like blown away because they have so much. They have such an amazing reputation.
Yeah.
What they've accomplished
Yeah.
with very little, by the way, and how innovative they have to be. And that's what I remember my mom used to say with her heavy accent. Oh, as Filipinos, we're very we are innovative.
Yeah.
And I remember that word. I remember
Yeah.
that word of the beautiful phrase of my mom, even with her beautiful accent, because Filipinos were very innovative. And it's
Mm-mm.
so true. When we went to the Miss Universe and we saw all the vendors that are carrying the weight of this world platform, Filipinos. So good job, everyone. I was super proud to be there.
I was actually already super proud when one C, a Filipino designer, was the sponsor for the swimwear last year or 2019.
Mhm.
And I was like so proud to see a Filipino actually create the swimsuit for the swimsuit round in Miss Universe. And then now seeing that the Miss Universe are wearing Filipino shoes, the Miss Universe are using the a Filipino brand skincare, and all the other sponsors that are involved in one big international event. You can't help it but be proud. And I have one funny story during the finals night of Miss Universe. So remember how we are having some confusion with the finals tickets.
Mhm.
So I ended up watching with some group of the Miss Universe organization. So they gave me a ticket that actually is in one of the suites of the Miss Universe. So I
Wow.
went there. I was alone,
Cool.
and I was like, yeah, I'd be happy to meet people because they were like, oh, give this ticket to whoever is like, very well rounded and can just like talk to strangers. And then Mama Hyde is like, MJ, this is you. You're the person. So I'm like, bring it on, give it to me. So I was actually separated to Shamsi and Janine. I was on a separate suite. And then I walked in and it was full of Latino people, different from different Latin countries, right? And then I walked in and I was like, started talking and then saying hi to everybody. And one of them is apparently a national director of one of the Latin countries. And he immediately recognized me and then said, MJ, as in Mary Jean Lastimosa? And I was like, yeah, that was me. Oh my God, I watch your videos on YouTube. I study Miss Philippines because we love Miss Philippines. And I was like, oh, this is not too bad at all. They recognize me here. So, I mean, the impact of the Miss Philippines organization, actually, we just don't realize it, but we have such a huge impact even to other smaller countries
Yes.
because they wanted to follow how we just walked our way up there. I
Right.
mean, now, even if we're not winning, they know our presence. They know that each year we are there prepared, that
Mhm.
we know what we are doing now. But because we've worked so hard for this, it's not like it was handed to us.
Yeah.
Filipinos have that, I don't know, like whenever you put a Filipino in a situation, we just figure it out. We work so hard and we figure it out.
Yes.
So yeah, I never knew that they actually study every Miss Philippines in from the Philippines, and they told us that because they were like, I wanted to learn how Miss Philippines got such a big charisma in your country, and then how to just like engage people to support and to unite people to support the event, because actually your miss is nothing without the supporters.
Right
It's
on.
such a crucial part of the competition. You
And the
really
thank
have to.
you different
Yes,
sometimes.
and that's actually one of the biggest advantage of a Miss Philippines. And you're just
Mm-hmm.
confident that wherever you're going to send your Miss Philippines, Filipinos will do their best to show their support and show their love to that candidate. And that's
Absolutely.
what they're trying to achieve. Because it's not just about the crown. You know, the crown is the icing of the, it's just okay, let's be happy if our girl win. But what else can we gain out of the competition? And
Right.
we all
Right.
know that we can get so many things out of the competition other than just winning a crown.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's
And
crazy.
I had a
It's
question.
very.
I had a question for MJ. So when are we gonna go get that steak?
Papa J, I have a story to tell you. It's so
Oh,
funny. So, so I am sharing table with Miss O, right? And her family, her husband, her four children, which are like all little, right? And then I was with Rabia and other friends. And then so we all went to the buffet table in the during the wedding. And
uh-huh.
if our televiewers are not aware, it was a vegan vegetarian setup of a buffet, right, in the wedding reception. And then we were lining up, and then so we're helping out Miss O to carry plates for the children, for the husband. So she's just picking stuff for them, and then so it's time to eat. We already served food on the table, and then she told her husband, she was like, "Oh, I got you steak. I got you a steak right there on your plate." And
Oh,
then he was slicing and eating. He was like, "This is not a steak. It was a mushroom steak." she forgot she forgot the very essential part of it. It's a mushroom steak.
really?
It's not a steak. And then he was like, "Oh no, honey, this is not what where's the steak?" I was like, "That's the steak. It's the mushroom."
does the mushroom taste like steak?
Yeah,
No, they just call it the mushroom
they
steak.
call
You
it
just call
It's
it
a
mushroom.
they
it's a
they call
grilled mushroom with a mashed potato.
That's
Yeah, but because I think they would expect that it's like some kind of a beyond meat or something.
hmm
Yeah, but the buffets, it's healthier kind of vegan food actually. It's whole food because there are levels of being vegan. But that
do,
one I can tell that it's like it's literally healthy.
do you mind sharing, joking aside, sharing why you chose to be
yeah.
vegetarian vegan and what benefits do you feel and do you encourage other people to try it?
Actually, I'm the kind of vegan who never insinuate things. I never insisted my lifestyle, not even to my family. Can you believe I've been living with my sister for how many years in Manila, and I never did I ever once forced my vegan lifestyle to her. I just cook my own food. I let her buy the food that she wants, and we just coexist because I am fine with that. I respect her choices and whatever she wanted to eat. But as long as I have my own food, I am fine with that.
What
And when it comes
what
to my
benefit
friends, whenever we go out, as long as there's vegan food in any restaurant that we're going to, I'm fine. Or sometimes I talk to the chef, I talk to the waiter, and like I just ask them to pick out some stuff to tweak the dish from the menu so I can eat it. Then I always make things happen, right? But in 2012, I have a friend. He actually had a problem with his weight. He was drastically gaining weight. So basically, after just like in 1 year's time, he's gaining so much weight. He's getting obese. And then at that time, there's actually vlogs and YouTubes are not that popular. There's no Netflix. There's no. It's hard to watch documentaries and like things like that. It was DVD. He told me, "Oh, I bought this DVD. It's very promising. It's about changing your diet to help your to heal yourself from sickness." So this documentary where doctors who were helping their patients by changing their diet. So it's not just actually being vegan, because some vegans are very unhealthy. Like they can eat French fries and chips and vegan cookies and chocolate. They're still vegan, but basically they're not healthy, right? But this documentary that we watched, they were helping people with diabetes, people with heart disease, people who are actually, dependent on insulin, and even people with cancer.
Mhm.
So they tried to experiment on actually changing their whole diet plan at the same time, while still taking their medication. And they proved that after months of really cleaning up, like, the food intake, because we believe that food is a gift of nature. If food can cause you disease, then it's also the means of healing yourself. And actually, after watching that, it took me 3 days to really pay attention on that, because I was such a meat eater. I don't believe in eating vegetables. I work out and I would eat one whole roasted chicken with roasted broccoli. That's what I eat before. Like, I eat so much meat that I can't even imagine myself eating vegetables. But after what, so 3 days span, I can't focus, I can't really pay attention to it because I don't believe in it. And then on the third night, I was like, okay, fine, I really have to force myself to focus and pay attention to this documentary. So after finishing the whole thing, and just, awakening whatever whatever woke up in my senses, on the very next day, on my flight going back to the Philippines, I decided that I'm going to change my whole diet. So a night, within one night, I shifted from being a meat eater to being vegan. I didn't eat at the flight. That was 13 hours long flight. And I was like, nope, do you have bread? What's in the bread? Because literally have no idea what vegan diet is. I
Or
just watched one documentary, and I literally had no idea what I can eat, what I cannot eat. Well, after being vegan for some time now, I still can't say that I'm perfect. Sometimes I travel, and then there would be some dairies in my food, and I just let it go. But I don't want to be, just because I don't want to stress some people around me. I am not perfect with my diet, but I am working hard to, just to take good care of my health, to take good care of my body. And recently I found I realized that my other passion is to for the welfare of the animals.
mm,
Now it hurts me to watch. That's why when Papa J was inviting me to SeaWorld, I'm like, I cannot watch. I cannot go there. I might cry, because when I was in Thailand a few years ago, I was in Phuket. I was watching an elephant show. It was a circus. I realized that I can't bear it anymore. I cried in the circus. I cried watching elephants performing on stage and seeing them stressed. And they were pooping, because when animals are stressed, they poop, right? So I was like, okay, now this is my other reason of being vegan. But that's
Mm.
just reason. I mainly went vegan because of health. And then
Yeah.
now it magnified my reasons why I really wanted to change my lifestyle. If one person can change, then I think that's a difference. But I'm not, that's just me. It's a personal choice. I'm never forcing this belief to other people, because I want to coexist. If that's your opinion, then okay. But if you want me to help you change your lifestyle, then I am here for it. Because of
Mm.
the pandemic, a lot of people became aware of living a healthier lifestyle. A lot of my friends have been asking me for advices of what to eat, what to buy, like how to actually make their meals better. And then I share knowledge. I share what I know. And because I'm taking vegan nutrition now, I kind of like know better. I kind of feel confident to share some details. And I share what I know, only if you ask me, but I never forced it to friends.
meron akong tanong kasi
Yes.
gusto try ng Tagalog kasi mabasa ko ng mga comments nito, maraming nag-English, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Lahat kung daming English dito, naintindihan naman si Kuya J dito, o 'di ba? Laban tayo, Kuya J.
Of course,
Okay,
no
ito
problem.
yung
I
tanong.
got it.
Okay, ito yung tanong para sa'yo, MJ. Vegan ka naman na, 'di ba? Meron akong kaibigan na vegan din siya.
Mm-mm.
Kumain siya ng karne din. Pero sabi
Mm-mm.
niya 'pag magiging vegan siya, yung tulog at sleep schedule at uh, mental health, yung feeling ng pakiramdam sa katawan ay sobrang mas maganda daw. Para
Yeah.
sa iyo, ano yung bagong na benefits sa katawan at health? Meron ba na health benefits para sa iyo pag noong magiging vegan ka?
Vegan. Siguro ang changes talaga sa body is the energy. Kasi if you're not, for example, let's say mga heavy worker like do they call that blue collar, like construction workers, or like if you're a heavyweight lifter, when you use so much energy, then you need more protein, diba? But because of our diet, that we eat so much protein, we eat meat for breakfast, we eat chicken for lunch, and then we have another meat for dinner, we overload our body with protein na hindi natin kailangan. So
Uh,
what happened to those other food that your body actually can't burn? It stays in your body and it stresses your organs burning those. So you're overworking your body. So when you're not consuming too much protein, when you're not overloading yourself with food that your body needs to digest, your body can actually rest. So you have more energy. That's why you're not exhausted, you're not sluggish. You're well rested because your body has time to regenerate, to rest. That's why vegan and
oh,
vegetarians look younger.
I
Because,
actually
if you compare
it's a
them, a 60-year-old vegetarian looks 40. Like
oo,
they always look way younger than
uh
the meat eaters because your body actually has time to rest and regenerate. Kasi
right.
di ba when you grow older, your cell starts dying. It's because every part of your body is too overworked. Even when you're sleeping, it's working. It's trying to catch up with everything that we're putting inside our body. And
Mhm.
especially if it's processed food, then that's double the work for our body.
True.
Kaya yun yung simple explanation as to why vegans and vegetarians have a better skin. They have lesser, the sign of aging shows lesser to people who doesn't eat meat. It's
Yeah.
because yun.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I felt. I was not tired. I have more energy. I don't have to nap in the middle of the
Right.
day. um when it comes to sleep, I never had problem with sleep. I don't get sick. I don't get flu, mga common colds and cough. I don't get those. And
Mhm.
for me, all in all, talaga, I felt better because when I was competing for Miss Universe, my trainer insisted for me to try eating meat again. Kasi sabi niya, maybe I was just stressed at that time. I agreed to him. Sabi niya, sige na, kain ka na ng meat so we can bulk up your body right away. Kasi me competing for Binibining Pilipinas, I didn't work out that much. I was just doing cardio. So my body was actually softer because I was trying to recreate myself because when I competed during my first and second try on Binibini, I was very muscular because I've been working out for a long time. Yeah, I was already I was already muscular. So I was trying to showcase yeah, I was just trying to be a different version of me. So I wasn't lifting weights. I wanted to just be a soft, woman, a soft version of myself, like not very muscular, just a different approach in the competition. So when I won, and we know that in Miss Universe it's a different ball game, where where, where everyone's just like muscular. You've seen it. The top 20 was just like all
I'm
abs
like
and
big
like,
abs, super big
yeah,
abs. Super big.
right. It's crazy. Well, it's crazier because they had a whole year of pandemic to work out every day.
Sure.
Yeah, but normally just a line is fine. This year is just like pandesal. It's
Basta.
stones.
Oh, uh,
Yeah, it's bato bato. Yeah. So during my time, but it's always like that, you see 10, 15 fit women in Miss Universe, and you're really gonna get the pressured on preparing for the Miss Universe pageant. So I only have a couple of months to actually transform my body again to be, like fit and lean. So he was convincing me. He said, "Oh, we have to bulk up. Like we have to have a larger portion of protein. So when you're working out, your body's gonna react right away." So I tried. I tried to go back to eating meat. I tried eating fish again. It actually was a hard. I was having a hard time because when you've been vegan for how many years, and then you start eating fish, it's malansa, right? The smell is so different. I was just like trying to eat fish like this and like but I didn't feel okay. Like I always have stomach problem. I always felt bloated, maybe because my body was not used to it anymore. And then after that I was just like, maybe I can just go vegetarian, because at least vegetarian can eat white eggs, and white eggs has higher protein. Like I was trying to still work on the diet plan that my trainer had, but at the end of the day I think my calling was just to be vegan, so I just went back to
mm.
being vegan.
Well, that's really cool that you got the to actually stick to it to becoming vegan. Hey, Kuya J, what do you say? Try tayo ng vegan? Um,
Sure, I'm
you
gonna
know
be vegan from
yeah, we
midnight.
were talking about it. It's not, I know for some people it's hard to just you can't just change your diet and like your preferences overnight, right? Not everyone's like me, because for me I just decided to be vegan overnight. For some people who's really, if you can't, if you know yourself and you know that you can't stick to it, why not just like maybe have a vegan breakfast? Why
right. Try
not
that.
just like maybe just have a meatless Mondays?
Okay, that's a start.
A small change is a good start. So that's what I was telling him. Maybe you can just like twist a little something. Like if you used to eat non-vegan snack, maybe now you can eat something nutritious for snack.
Right.
You
Okay.
know?
Kuya J,
Yeah.
no meat Monday. What do you say?
Meatless Mondays.
Why
Yeah, yeah.
not? I'm down,
Okay.
but you have to commit.
Yeah.
What was that? Say that again.
You have to commit to.
So when we go, wait, what? Say that again. But
I said you
I,
have to commit to it too.
oh, I will. So MJ, you actually really got to also attend the wedding of Kuya J. This is a little part, a little game that me and Kuya J also prepared for you. We both have our own separate game.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of like to change the mood here. By the way, thank you for explaining all the things about vegan. We really appreciate that. A lot of the viewers really appreciate that too, I'm sure. It's good insight. But for this next segment that we have, you was a guest at Kuya J's wedding, and there's one question I asked you. Do you remember what it was? What is the first word that comes to your mind when I say chicken?
Don't eat chicks.
Oh no!
She rehearsed that one. She rehearsed that.
uh, wait. Yeah, bullet counts, right? As egg. Bullet.
I'm sorry, what? Your connection.
Did you
Is
eat?
this me? Is this me? Or
Yeah,
is it
No,
Andre?
it's
have you
Andre's connect.
eaten bullet? Curiosity. I'm just curious.
Andre, you're cutting.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Okay. Okay,
Can you
now
hear
I
me?
hear you. Yeah,
You're
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
good.
Uh, um, or actually, Kuya J, have you ever tried bullet?
I've tried it.
What do you
It's
think
My
of it?
not
son,
fun. You know
I
what?
I I offered $50 for my son, and he took the $50 and
And ate it.
Ate. And this was when he was like 6 years old.
Anyways, okay, because you reminded me of chicks with. Anyways, this is what the game that I have for you, MJ.
No, actually, I had a bad experience with balot. I used to love the sabaw, the water that you get when you break it, and then it's the water first, right, that you drink. It's like there's a soup inside.
Yeah, so up.
So so after that, oh, it tastes good, okay? And then I started eating the yellow part, it's good. And then I started eating the chick part, and I swear to God, I was eating nails and then feathers, and like I felt the beak, and I was like, oh gosh, I feel like I'm eating a it's I don't know what I was eating, but it's literally a baby chick that I was eating.
Yeah, making it in the.
Like,
Oh man,
yeah, it was such a horrible experience that I don't even want to eat balot anymore after that. That was
right.
it for me.
No, yeah, I don't do the I don't do the bones. I don't do the feathers. But Kuya J, you should definitely try bullet if it's not full grown. You know what I mean?
One day
Delicacy.
on a challenge. Why not?
Okay. So this is how the game is gonna go. We're gonna continue that game. What is the first word that comes to your mind when I say? So I'll say a word, and then Kuya J will say a word, and then I'll say a word, and then Kuya J will say a word. Sound good?
Okay,
Okay. What is the first word that comes to your mind when I say pageant?
a crown.
Go ahead, Kuya J.
What is the first word that you think about when I say traveling?
Mm,
Airplane. I love airplane rides.
I thought you
yeah.
were gonna say basketball. You're traveling.
What is the first word that comes to your mind when I say flowers?
Oh, my national costume. You should see it, Andre.
Oh, I'd love to.
My national costume was a walking garden.
No way. Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh,
Mm,
It was it was made by a Colombian designer.
wow.
cool. I'm gonna let me see if I can pull it up on my computer right now. Kuya J, go ahead, take the next one.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind when we say America?
Papa J. Because you have to meet Papa J whenever you visit America. It'll be a bummer not to meet him. He's such a fun guy. He's the best host in America.
Oh, that's sweet.
Okay, I'm trying to look for another. Okay, what's the first word that comes to your mind when I say balut?
Oh, the beaks and the nails that, that I ate. Guys, don't eat balut. It's not fun. Just eat. Have you
Yeah, yeah,
have you tried penoy?
yeah. I think that's better, right?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
that's the better option.
And then Kuya J, take it for the last one because we have one more game for you.
Okay.
Last one, Kuya J.
All right. The first word that comes to mind when you say spicy.
Curry. I just had that for dinner. I love spicy food.
Nice.
I always have the spicy sachet with me whenever I'm traveling because sometimes cafes doesn't have hot sauce, especially here in the States. I don't think it's popular. So
Oh,
I
really?
always make sure that I have those small packets. So I make sure that everything that I eat, even if it's just an avo toast or an open face sandwich, it has to be spicy for me to
Right.
enjoy it. Yeah.
Is this the costume that you had?
Yeah. That's
This
the
is the one.
best that's the best national costume ever.
You said flower garden. Uh, and
It's a flower garden.
it's
I'm a
gorgeous.
walking flower
I,
garden.
I
It's
like the
gorgeous.
crown.
Oh, thank you, Andre. You're the best, Andre.
Hey, this is Emme. Let's go.
Papa
Well,
J, if you're not
awesome.
aware, I was that national costume was heavily bashed during my time
Really?
because it was not made by a Filipino designer.
Oh,
I was the last Miss Philippines who cannot wear a Filipino made gowns and national costumes.
are you
Bef-
sure?
so me and all the Miss Philippines candidates before representatives before me are wearing a Colombian made
Mm.
gowns and national costume.
Mhm.
And every year they think it was bad,
Mm.
not until my time when they thought it was so horrible that it's not actually a representation of a Filipiniana or like what
Oh,
or what a Philippine culture should be, so when I walked out, I already know to myself that it's not the best national costume, but it's as if I have a choice, right? I
yeah,
respect the organization and I'm going to wear whatever they're going to give me, and I wore it with all my pride and
yeah.
just
Oh, good job.
and and yeah, I just really have to believe that I look beautiful in whatever I'm wearing, and I walked it confidently and just like trying to do the best that I can on stage. And then after that, it was trending. I was edited on top of the cake. I was edited on the garden. I was everywhere. So it was such a big national issue that Miss Philippines are not wearing Filipino made designers when Filipinos are so creative and they are so good, and where are our real representation. So after that, they actually allowed Filipino designers to create the gowns and national costume for Miss Philippines. That was
Uh,
starting on Pia.
well, whether people like it or not, at least you look good,
You
right?
know what, Andre? You
Uh,
just have to believe that you look good, because if you don't believe, then who's going to believe you?
yeah, confidence, diba? You believe. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
Jay, what was the game that you prepared? I
I
wanna.
did, I actually did not prepare a game. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's not a problem at all. Well, I have what one thing actually, MG, that you mentioned, and I like that after the pageantry, that you use your platform really to go for what I believe personally God put on your heart to try to put good into this world. I really love how you went out there into the people who are struggling with their homes, and you really wanted to be a positive influence. And one thing you mentioned was music. And actually, me and Kuya J, one conversation we had, which I really am grateful for, is when you start to listen to really positive, encouraging, good, beautiful music. Not only does it is it only like soothing in the moment, but after that, as you continue to listen to it, it's also good for your subconscious mind. You know,
Yeah.
when you're like spazzing, right? You know how we think of
Yeah.
things without realizing it. Imagine the more you expose yourself to good music, uplifting music, beautiful music for the soul, you start to think about it subconsciously, and before you realize it, you're in a good mood without even realizing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that you mentioned that one of the ways you would be a positive encouragement for others is by doing good, like encouraging them in good music. So that's
And
one thing.
you know what's good nowadays is that there's actually technology that can help us. Imagine having a pandemic before the internet.
Right.
Like how are we going to survive this without, now we have a phone and we can connect anywhere, any part of the world. It's so easy to call someone and then see each other face on the screen, and just not to feel too alone. Even if you're alone, you know that you can talk to someone right now, like I can see you from wherever you are. Now with YouTube, with Kumu as a platform, with Instagram, with Twitter, it was actually such a big help for people who are experiencing loneliness, who just can't tell their family, who can't open up, because I every day I receive so many messages. It's just so hard for me to respond one by one, but like I think just those people being able to just express their frustrations in their life, they're sending it to me, it can help you, like to just put it out there. And because not all the things you're too comfortable of telling your friends or your family, there are things that you just wanted to let out to some people that you're comfortable with. And for some people to have platforms like this, and for some people who uses this platform to help other people, this is such a big thing. you
Yeah.
you don't you don't even have to spend that much to actually help yourself to feel better. And for
True.
me, I was on YouTube and then I was just searching music that uplifts your mood, your subconscious, to like,
Right.
there's so many meditation guided music that I saw on YouTube that you can play for the whole night. It lasts for like 15 hours, and then you can just press play and then leave it out there, and it will help your subconscious to like just clear your head from
Right.
negativity, and like to
That's good.
change your mood. And like other things are actually like to balance your chakra and like all those things. And it's free. So I mean, like, people are actually using this platform to help other people. People are using this platform to release their stress. And I think it's good that we're living in this time and age where we have means, we have the technology that we can take advantage on, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, so when I discovered Kumu, I only discovered this during the pandemic. I was grateful. I'm like, this is amazing, because one digital network approached me and then offered me a digital show that actually showcases Filipinos abroad. So I started doing Kumu stream from their account, and I was interviewing Filipinos abroad, and how they we are just sharing like how they were able to go abroad, how they were able to find a job, and then the challenges that they went through. And there's just an inspiring stories of Filipino from different walks of life, from different part of the world. And I was so amazed that we have a platform like this. Just
Yeah.
imagine, just to be able to share an inspiring stories to other Filipinos who are actually looking for answers, who
Yeah.
doesn't know what to do next, who are just waiting for a sign. I was like so impressed that even that Kumu is actually owned by a Filipino. And I was
Uh,
like, yeah, and I was like, wow, we need more things like this. And
right.
that's why I was really grateful when Kumu approached my management, and they shared their interest, that they wanted me to continue what I've started in Kumu,
Yes.
even on my personal account.
Right.
And I think I'm going to continue this. I'm actually planning to continue this, even like streaming using my own dialect in the province, just to
Cool.
make other people comfortable. They I speak two more dialects. I speak Ilonggo and Bisaya. So I
Uh,
have two other dialects that I am really proud of, and I'm thinking of doing streams using those dialects, because some people may forget. Some people just keeps on using English because everybody's speaking English in Manila, and sometimes you just sound cool when you're speaking English, but it's also nice to practice your dialects, right? Some kids just forget to speak Tagalog, and Tagalog is such a beautiful word. So yeah, I also in the future want to use this platform to just continue spreading, just practicing Ilonggo and Bisaya, and for our listeners also in the Philippines, or watchers that speaks the same dialect. I think it somehow gives them this relief of like feeling that feeling of just watching someone using the dialect that you speak, and that just being able to relate to somebody using the same dialect.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
I love
there's so many wonderful things that Kumu can offer. So
that.
I'm going to use this platform on so many good things as well.
I'm happy to hear that. I definitely agree that this platform can be used for many great things. It's unique in its style, and it's also really cool to see that it came from the Philippines. I can relate to you. I'm very grateful to be here. That Kumu and my own management teamed up together, and that's how I have my own personal show here 3 times a week. And what I love about Kumu is the artists. It's their show. They can make it their own, and really they have that freedom of speech to really try to encourage others in many ways. And I believe it could be of great use and encouragement in many people's lives. So I'm also really happy to hear that you're using it to spread a positivity, and really what your your advocacy, and helping others, as well as trying to talk your different dialects, which me and Kuya J would really love to learn someday.
Yeah.
Bisaya, because he speaks Pampanga actually.
Yeah. Yeah, he do.
That I do understand because Kapampangan,
Yeah, that's
It's
pretty.
hard. I don't understand it. It's hard.
it's
Give us
the
a
heaven.
sample. Sample. A
Yeah,
sentence.
sample Kuya Joy.
Nanang buri mo.
Huh?
Marami.
it sounds bastos.
Oh yeah, I know. They always sound like they're upset, but they're really not. They're very sweet. They're the best cooks in the world. The best Angeles
They're the
and
best cook in the world.
best cooks in the world. Yeah.